all at
say.
once. Okay, hey guys,
Uh,
we're here at climbing the ranks with Nomad Gaming.
all right, Deke.
Gotta
Mm.
get a little XQC with it.
Excuse.
Uh, motherfucker.
You gotta
Mm, uh, these guys are just a trash.
Bruh.
That was
That was so good.
that was actually good.
That was so
That was
good.
actually pretty good.
guys are just a trash. I don't
Listen,
know
I'll be honest.
what they're doing.
I had no idea who XQC was until he started playing chess.
You serious?
Damn.
Yeah,
Welcome.
he
Not
started
'cause he's a
playing professional
pro
chess.
or
Yeah, Pog champs and everything else. No,
Yeah.
I never watched Overwatch.
yeah.
Like I know now that he came from Overwatch, but I never watched Overwatch before.
And that he was a
He
fucking
started
Celtics
playing
platoon over
chess, and
there.
he had like 90,000 people playing or watching him play chess. I was like, what? Tuned in. I'm like, oh,
What
okay,
the
this guy's
hell?
kind of cool.
Yeah,
Like,
and now all you
uh,
have to do is play Rainbow Six, and you can get 70,000 viewers. So
True.
it's pretty good, isn't it? It's like Jesus Christ. You just gotta play Rainbow Six, put your drops on, chilling with fucking 50,000 like Macy had. Or if you're just a low
Yeah,
tier
the numbers
person
were
with 10
insane.
viewers, you get just like a 10 viewers like a week ago. All of a sudden you have like 500 people. I don't know how that happens, but
Macy has a dog, dude.
Macy is a very special person.
oh, dog champ, dog
Dog
Macy
champ.
champ.
Macy is the one that brings the strats to Siege. He's the father of Siege
Father
strats.
He's
figure
the
of Rainbow
father
Six
of Pulse,
Siege.
bro.
He honestly
Of
the
Pulse
nitro.
content creation. Not
Anytime someone
Pulse,
like
bro.
pre-placed nitros or underneath nitros, that was Macy.
Can't see it, but I'm
Yeah,
nodding my head.
pretty much.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Yeti, you wanna lead us off on who you are and what you've done?
no,
Yes.
I don't.
Yeti's the
You
oldest.
want
You
me to do
should go
my intro,
first.
Uh, you don't have to do your
or
intro
do you
per
want me? What do
se,
you want me to do? Okay.
because it's
So I
fine.
Let's just talk
started.
about ourselves.
So I started on PC gaming like, oh my goodness, years and years and years and years ago. I started with. Let's see. I would say that my first game was Warcraft 2, is the predecessor to World of Warcraft. Um, that game. I gotta look it up. Hold on. I know that game's old, but that game was the go-to for me growing up. Got me into PC gaming. I kind of played casual games from there on out, and then I would say probably about 2003, 2004, 2005, somewhere around there, I switched to PS2. I got addicted to, Jack and Daxter as a series, as a sort of as a, I don't know, franchise, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
Uh, there on, I started playing PlayStation a lot. In 2014, I switched to Xbox from PlayStation. Um, and
A good
in
decision overall.
2017, 2018, I don't know. I'd have to look up the year. But 2017, 2018, I tried Siege for the first time. I tried it in beta and I was like, wow, this game sucks. And I didn't touch
Just
it
like
for
everybody
years.
else.
I didn't touch it for two years, whatever it was. And Parabellum, actually, I mean, I guess the Operation Chimera, the zombie, that was the first time that I really like got into Siege, and I was like, wow, this game's kind of cool. So I started playing Parabellum, Operation Chimera, those two.
Hmm.
Started playing pretty good. Started enjoying it, and I wanted to get better. And in the summer of 2019, which was approximately what? I don't
Summer of
know, whatever
69.
whatever season it was, I started looking to get better at the game as a whole, and I joined Nomad Gaming. in the summer of 2019, and I've been here ever since.
Hey, look at this guy. Hey,
Chilling.
claps all around.
Chilling.
Claps
Guy,
all
dude.
around.
It's been a long journey, but
Nice.
video games have been life, and they're a good time. So
Fun
I
time.
feel that.
Good time.
Though, Brett, you don't have as long as history in just playing games as the rest of us here, right?
No, like literally, like back in the day, it was pretty much just like Super Nintendo, like Nintendo 64 at my grandpa's when we go for like whatever, and maybe just like going to a friend's house or something, and we just some random games. So obviously I was shit, you know, like I didn't know how to fucking play controller, and all these friends were just like, hey, yeah, we're kind of slapping the shit out of you, and I don't even remember when I got my Xbox. It was like 2 years ago, something like that. So it hasn't been that long since I've gotten very first Xbox. So
Xbox.
I mean, I had it at a 360, but I hardly played it. And the only time that I really played it was like on a weekend for like 2 hours while somebody was out shopping or something. So yeah, so pretty much that was it. Unfortunately, my first game was Fortnite. 'Cause, I got my
Hey, but
Xbox
He's
for
OG
all
played.
the hype.
Fortnite was pretty good.
But
Listen,
that's
compared
the
to what it
thing
is
is, it
now.
was
Fortnite
not
day one was
OG
pretty good.
Fortnite. It was not OG though.
Oh no.
It was like mid hype, so it was starting to die down a little. Um, but it was like that and Rocket League and fuck, that was pretty much main two at that point. Uh and
And
Ponce's
then
like, oh, you gotta get this game, bro. You
I
gotta get
kept
this
talking
game. I'm
to
like, all
Brett
right.
about playing Siege, or you just heard me talk about it
Yeah.
all the time.
Well, you were like, you gotta play this game, man. It's so good. You gotta play it. So I got it, and I didn't even play with Ponce my first round. Actually,
Lucky
Anthony
in the
and
dust.
Andrew. It was Anthony and Andrew,
Funk Soul Brother and
and
Gummy Bears.
yeah, and I was like, okay, so what's the best operator in the game? And you had trolled me earlier, Ponce, into making me think that Tachanka was the best operator in the game. So I was like, who's the best operator? And you said straight up, oh, it's Tachanka. Without even a hesitation in your fucking lying ass motherfucking voice, you're just like, yeah, it's Tachanka. So I played Tachanka my very first round, and that just became the meme. The meme.
Hey,
So
you got your first
that was
ace
pretty
with
much
them,
it.
so
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, I haven't played for very long, but ever since quarantine, it's been pretty much the only thing I've had. So
yeah. And you can also talk about, just lately, or you've been kind of marketing yourself and leaning more towards the casting side of things too.
yeah, ever since we started like the comp shit, uh, like casting sounds kind of fun. Maybe I'll try that out. You never know what can happen. Somebody could always get that lucky break, but hasn't really happened yet. But it's been fun. Been casting for DAL, used to for MMG, all that kind of good shit.
Oh,
So
rip MMG,
rip rip the good boys.
rip the good boys. One good one. Yeah,
Yeah,
even DAL
not
has been nuts. Not gonna lie,
yeah. It's all right. It's all right.
it's a stepping stone.
That's it's production is very slow. I'll just say that. It's very
That's all right.
slow and it's tedious, but it's an opportunity, so it's whatever. So yeah, that's I guess that's really it. And then that comes today where I'm just playing Apex, PUBG, Rainbow Six, Minecraft. So I don't know. That's about it. Somebody else can take the role now.
Gotcha. I guess I don't know if everyone sees the same thing, but if we're following the line, it's up on me now.
Mm.
Go for it.
Yeah. Alrighty. Yeah. So my current gamer tag moniker is PantzJr, but before that it was Nickel709 because I thought I was a cool kid thinking,
Oh
oh, 5 cents,
God.
get the full 5 cents in. And then people kept saying Nicole, and I was sad boy for many
I know this. Ponce, I'm so
years.
sorry.
It's like, yeah, you know that's right. But
He said I was
even
sad boy.
even way before that, I was playing games. I was playing games on the Super Nintendo like a fucking fiend. I was playing like there was a Goofy game for the Super Nintendo way back when.
I think I know what you're talking about. I never played it, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's like the key aspect in defeating enemies was throwing like potted plants at people. It was like very
Yeah.
Toontown-ish, very Disney. Followed up by like there's like Jurassic Park, Mario Party, not Mario Party. Mario Party wasn't out yet.
Super Mario World.
That's how far away that was. Yeah. I never owned anything Nintendo wise after the Super Nintendo. Trying to think. Yeah, no. I got like a Game Boy Advance like years later, and then a Game Boy Micro, which I
Bro.
lost.
Did you hide it under your pillow when you were going to sleep?
Yes, I was that kid. I would always be told, "Go to bed now, damn it!" And next you know it, wait like 10 minutes. All right, coast is clear. Start playing. Yeah, no, and then the worst part of it was in my gaming career was when I was able to use the family computer, and we kind of had this unspoken rule of, whoever gets it gets it. Out of the family of 5 I'm in, whoever gets the computer, you get it.
There you
The
go.
moment you get off, someone will take it.
Somebody else. Yep.
So I became, for a good portion of my life, an animal, just hogging the PC.
He was a fucking
Is
vulture, dude.
I would play on my weekends. I would play like strategy games like Command and Conquer and StarCraft. Mainly Command and Conquer though. From say like 1 o'clock in the afternoon until like 1 in the morning. And then in between I would like eat food, but I would always like this is where I kind of learned how to eat and play at the same time decently enough. And then on top of
Can you
that,
imagine if you would have streamed back then? Like, you would
I
have been
know,
huge
right?
nowadays. Like, fuck.
I could have gotten a following, but
Yeah, for sure.
my scheduling kind of like worked to my benefit later in life because I would play until like 1 in the morning, go to sleep, wake up at 5 in the morning just so I can keep playing a bit more.
Go
And
gamer hours.
eventually that would serve me well because as you know, jazz band was a thing that existed, and back then it was jazz band started at 6 in the morning.
In
So
college, so
I was already prepared to, go through that ordeal. Because guess what? I was already awake playing games.
Hmm.
Uh,
that probably helped college out a lot too, huh?
just a little bit, but now my sleep schedule feels all sorts of out of whack where I'm starting to sleep in more and more. But that's just life stuff. Yeah, so fast forward through gaming, got a 360. That was my well, I got Xbox original, yada yada. Doesn't matter because they don't mark your gamer achievements there, so we're not gonna talk about that.
True.
AKA my first, actually, cool fact was my first Xbox original game. I got 2 of them actually. One of them was a Ubisoft game, and that was the original Tom Clancy Splinter Cell.
Mm.
And the second one was Medal of Honor Rising Sun. So I've been into, FPS shooters and stealth variety S games for years once I got my access to like, my own stuff. Eventually that went into the Xbox 360 where that's when I discovered I had the power to stay up for midnight releases. And I would get games. I would save up all my money just to get games. So I ended up getting like Halo 3 was my first online multiplayer experience, which was scary. And then Modern Warfare 2 was the game that I grinded for so long. That's where I grinded with Gary and Lance, and I don't know if I grinded with you, Stever. I think we weren't exactly knowledgeable about each other yet.
Nope.
Yeah, I had my own group that I grinded the game with. You'll hear Stever has his other friends that he grinded with throughout school. yeah, so started grinding through 360. Eventually, was able to procure an Xbox One. You know, I've been an Xbox Microsoft fan for a very long time. It's just been my go-to. I haven't thought about PlayStation or anything, but I don't discriminate. Because to be fair, some of those PlayStation exclusives, man, I've always been
Oh my
jealous
god, the
of.
Spider-Man game, like I was destroyed. I was like, man, I want to play that shit. Like,
Even
fuck.
farther back, PlayStation 2 had the SOCOM series and stuff like that.
True.
Like you said, Yeti, the Jack and Daxter series is a Sony exclusive,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
and you know,
Sly
PlayStation 3
Cooper,
had
Jack and
Bloodborne.
Daxter, Ratchet and Clank. Oh yeah.
hmm Demon Souls is exclusive to PS4 now,
Yes.
so big sad.
Big
Or
sad.
PS5,
Sage
right?
emoji.
Four. Oh well. Yeah. So eventually, Xbox One. Then I got the upgraded Xbox One S. Nice white looking, sleek builds with a terabyte of memory in it. Uh, yeah, I've been playing games fiendishly ever since I was a kid. You know, I'm getting closer to 100K gamer score as an achievement in my life. I don't know how much
Thick.
that looks upon
Dummy
me.
thick.
Yeah, and I played Siege when it was in beta, and I thoroughly enjoyed the game because beforehand I played, you know,
The game sucked.
like I had, you know, talked about it, was I've been a fan of Ubisoft without realizing it for many years,
Mhm.
because you know, Splinter Cell, and then that led to the Rainbow Six series itself, which was had a deep threshold of games. In case you guys didn't know, uh, I played Rainbow Six Vegas 2 before I played the original, but 2 was the one that stuck with me. And I actually started watching esports more so with the Vegas 2 scene, which actually, if you know the coach to Oxygen currently, Hops, he actually used to play competitive uh, Vegas 2, Rainbow
Okay.
Six Vegas 2. He used to play the competitive scene there, and he was part of the few people that actually successfully transitioned to Siege. But
Kind of,
yeah,
it's kind of
and
weird to see how many people actually like transition from games to games.
hmm
That's probably
it's
a good
either
topic we could bring up in one of the other
yeah,
episodes.
yeah, yeah. So like
I'll write that shit
I
down.
played a bit of competitive Vegas 2, but I wasn't really good at it because it's a whole different beast. Uh, Spray and Pray is like the name of the game during that era. Competitively wise too, actually, probably a good quick reason to bring up was I did Guitar Hero stuff and Rock Band stuff, and I actually performed in those competitions and won shit. So it was a nifty little niche, which led me into music, but that's a whole separate topic. Yeah, and then Rainbow Six played the beta. It led me to pre-ordering the game for $110.
Oh my
Rip.
goodness.
So
And now
yeah,
you
I
can get it
pre-ordered
free
Rainbow
on Game
Six Siege.
Pass.
I know, right? See where we are now. But hey, I have over 2,400 hours in the game, and you know, I wouldn't really change anything. Met all you guys, got to play competitively a bit, you know, test my feet in the water. It's a game I feel comfortable in my understanding of. I have good philosophy about it, I like to think. So yeah, that's pretty much my story. I know it's a lot, but what do you got, Steven?
Hey man, that's what this episode's for.
Mm.
Our
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Classic villager,
our
Steven.
resident villager, yeah.
Mm.
Sometimes he's a good illager.
Sometimes. Well, started back on the N64, Smash. Mm-hmm. Some Miss Pac-Man. Played a lot of Atari.
Smash and Miss Pac-Man.
Yeah. Played a lot of Atari, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. Yeah, I remember that little light you'd have to attach if you want to play in the car.
Yep.
A lot of Mario, GameCube. There's a lot of games played on that. I think when it really started playing games was Call of Duty 2 on the PC and Halo 2 on the Xbox. And I played a
Call of Duty 2 was like
lot.
the World War II one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I thought. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I
Played a lot of
played
that.
but I was just
Did some multiplayer in that. I didn't really care about that at the time. I was just replaying missions and yeah, played a lot of Halo 2, enjoyed it. And then got a PlayStation 2. Played a lot of Jack and Daxter as well. Enjoyed those 3 games. What else on that? Was that Tycoon? No, it wasn't that. Off the Rails. Some kind of
Oh,
park
Roller
game.
Coaster Tycoon.
Yeah.
Thrillville?
Thrillville Off the
Thrillville.
Rails, that's what it
Oh,
was.
that one.
Thrillville, dude.
Yo,
Such a good time.
that
Yeah,
one
yeah, for sure.
that one was definitely mini games all day. I don't care about the park.
Park can run itself.
The park,
You got
you know, there's
that
few
park.
roller coasters. You got it. I'm playing mini games. Leave me alone. Shrek Slam. That was a very interesting game. And then after that, got a Wii. A lot of really started going into those Mario games, man. Mario Galaxy came out. Woo! That was probably the most played game at that time. Got Black Ops on the Wii. That was pretty interesting, using the Wii remote to aim. And then
Oh, shit, I
finally,
forgot they had that. Yeah.
yeah, multiplayer was definitely not something you could do on the Wii.
Platform.
Yeah,
God.
cross-platform didn't exist back then. Thank God. And then finally got a 360. Got Reach. Played a lot of Reach. Started dominating in Reach. Started playing with friends from school. Got Minecraft. Oh man, back in the day, Minecraft. No hunger bar.
Mm-hmm.
That was so much easier. Easier times.
Dude, I remember playing the beta of Minecraft too.
Yeah. And let's
Yeah.
see. What else? Started playing Call of Duty on that. Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3. And then I got into high school. And I met more people. Started playing Battlefield 4. What else? I think it was just those games, Battlefield, Call of Duty, Halo. Just started going through those. Didn't really play anything else other than that. Some random PC games at time. Some open worlds with friends, but those never really lasted long because nobody would ever get on, and I'd grind by myself. Yeah, then got an Xbox One. Then started playing with Nick, Lance, and Gary, and Billy. That's when we had those Black Ops 2 parties, and
Yeah.
we pissed off Billy. Lance pissed him off with the RPG. Oh man.
Oh, also, like real quick too, before we even got into Siege, we were a Destiny clan pretty much.
Yeah.
Mainly.
Yeah, I remember
For me, at least.
I was working 'cause when I got my Xbox.
That's what caused me to get an Xbox One too, I think. Right?
Yeah, I think so. 'Cause I remember I was working in the fields. Yeah, I was working in the fields. I had gotten an Xbox One. I got Battlefield. I got Shadow of Mordor. And whatever I can't remember what the most recent Call of Duty was at that time.
I know it's kind of hard
That's
to remember.
probably one of the Black Ops.
I think it was Black
wasn't
Ops 3.
My
The-
first Call of
It was
Duty
either
was
2 or
Advanced
3.
Warfare.
Yeah, this wasn't when Xbox One came out. This was way after because I didn't get it.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure it was Black Ops 3 because I remember playing with Sean, Billy, and Gabe a lot,
Oh.
and using that stupid shotgun with the tuna can for a fucking reload.
Dude.
Did that, and then we went on the drum corps trip with, who was it? Erica, Gary, Nick. I think Ben was there. And then you guys are like, oh yeah, Destiny, Destiny. I was like, all right, Destiny. Got Destiny. Gary was bragging about his good old Galahorn. And then within the next week, I had Galahorn. He was salty.
Oh yeah, Brett, you know how you have Al, who's considered the lucky one of the group? I didn't play as much
Yeah.
as those guys at one point, but I had some of the luckiest drops when I did.
Let's
Tough,
see.
man.
Destiny 2, what game came out after Black Ops 3? I think Advanced War came out after that one. With the shitty exosuit.
It was
Beautiful
advanced
game.
and then infinite.
Yeah, I think all of a sudden all the exosuit Call of Duties came out and I was like, these are
Everywhere.
ass.
That's right, because Titanfall 2 came out and everybody's like, oh, we gotta fucking copy that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I was pretty bad. I was one bad motherfucker on Titanfall. Man.
I guess technically that would be like first Xbox game that I got was Titanfall 2. Well, the original Titanfall and then Titanfall 2.
I remember
I
reading
guess
that
would be
in the
Titanfall 2 back in.
what is it? The Gamer magazine. I remember reading Titanfall. I was like, you know what? I kind of want this. My dad was
Oh,
actually
man.
he was a gamer. Believe it or not, that man would stay up from 10 p.m. to like 2 a.m. and he'd have to wake up at 6 to go to work. And the funny thing is he's playing with all his buddies from work because they were all in a clan for Call of Duty and Titanfall. And they were pretty good. So yeah, he would be downstairs on the PC playing. So let's see, yeah, Xbox. I just played a lot of Battlefield. I remember that. Battlefield, Destiny 2, Destiny 1, not Destiny 2. That didn't come out. What is it? Infinite Warfare. Yeah. And then I started working a night shift at Walmart, so I was up for every midnight release because Thursday was my off day, and I couldn't fall asleep, so I was up all night. I'd be like, you know what? This game comes out in an hour. Bought. Done. So yeah, went to the military, didn't play for a while, came back. Destiny 2 had released. Siege had released, I think. Yeah, Siege released before I went to the military and I was playing. And I played some of that. We were just memeing. Just me. You were the one that made me buy it, Nick. We went to GameStop.
I baited everyone into buying Siege.
And then you left, and I was like, alright, it's all me. And then I played a shit ton. And then got good. And then little Zach started playing a shit ton. And then all of a sudden, Nick's like, alright, I'm coming back. And then Gary started playing a shit ton. Then Lance started playing a shit ton.
Just want to point out, let's just say my grades during that semester of college were suffering a bit.
Yeah.
I had to work on that.
Yeah. So yeah, played that day. Started out in gold. And went up to finally plat now. Struggling for diamond. But you can't, you know, it's not that easy when you got the mouse and keyboard on console, you know.
Hey,
Big
at least you're not your brother, bro. Right?
Oh.
Poor Bronze.
But see, he doesn't play it like competitively. He just tries to like. He tries to play for fun.
Tries to.
Yeah, he tries to be funny. But yeah.
And yeah, trying to be funny in a game like Siege is always considered a troll.
Hey, man. You're always a troll if you're trying to be funny.
Well, people take offense to that, and then they start TKing you, and then it's not fun anymore. So, yeah. Siege, played a lot of Destiny 2 after that. Apex came out, started playing Apex. And then stopped, and then started playing Ark.
Nice.
It's not that bad.
You know, you think I played a lot of games. You got look at this guy.
Ark isn't that bad. It's just if you have stupid people and if you're on a stupid server, then it's bad. Because they start talking shit, and then megas are like, you know what, I don't like you, and then they just wipe you. Yeah. Um, you'll play Clash of Clans, you know. Okay.
The mobile squad.
Yeah, and then all these recent games that come out, you got Insurgency, you got Phasmophobia, you got
A little bit of everything, you know.
all the other
Valorant.
Call of Duties. Yeah. I don't enjoy Call of Duty as
Played a lot of
much
Valorant.
anymore. I did some Valorant. I don't play it much.
I feel like it's kind of people played it and then stopped. Some just stayed, but
I played a lot of Overwatch with my old squad.
Overwatch, yeah.
I remember the good old days of just when everyone could play the same character,
Oh my god,
and
dude.
we
Yeah,
all
yeah,
played.
my only hands-on experience with Overwatch was the beta, where it was the Wild West.
Yeah, we all
I
played
started.
Zenyatta. Let me tell
I
you what, that
fucking
motherfucker.
played during Goats meta, so it was just 3 tanks, 3 healers, and
Jesus.
it literally, I was like, dude, this is the worst. And people would keep being like, no, no, we need a 6, we need a 6, and they would just plot me on fucking Reinhardt. Be like, okay, well, I just have to hold up the shield. Nobody's fucking attacking it because I'm playing fucking Reinhardt, and there's no fucking damage ops. They're just fucking 3-3 comp, and it's just oh, good old Overwatch. That's a game. That's a game, man.
Tis indeed.
So yeah, and that's about it. I don't really play much else anymore nowadays.
Yeah, life always seems to, even though we're done doing competitive console, really, kind of still always comes back to playing Siege once in a while now, which is good. But you can tell it's
Back to your
definitely
roots.
changed. Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh yeah. Also, so just are you done with your closing thoughts on explaining yourself, Mister?
yeah, I'm all done.
All right. So that's all four of us here in our aspects of gaming that we've endured through. But there's also another aspect that we all have a trait that's related to each and every one of us, which is you know we're all we've all performed in musical centers around the nation. You know, we are all
Yeah,
band
that's true.
nerds to some
That's
We're a
extent.
true.
bunch of
Nerds.
band nerd, video game
Bunch of
nerds.
nerds.
We're
Just
nerdy.
nerds.
Yeah,
Bunch of
and
nerds.
Yeti, I don't know if you know this, but since I know and have physically met with both Gojira and Tree Bear, Brett and Stever, uh, I have been both of their section leaders.
True.
Because I did not start playing music until I was, in middle school, and
Mhm.
the only
Same.
reason why I got into music was because I failed the song on drums in the original Rock Band 1. And I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm just going to do it for real then.
I'm gonna do it for real.
So I did it out of spite, my musical journey.
There you go.
And yeah, and I learned through middle school. And then I saw that no one wanted to play the heavy ass like tritoms, quints, because they were like the old ones that had like wooden frames with, or like steel frames with wooden deep shells. And
Fuck those.
I was like five
Fuck those, dude.
two in 8th grade, so and
Ugh.
skinny as hell. So I was suffering, but man, I played the shit out of those because I was like, no one else is going to do this, and this is fun. And then got into high school, and did I was able to procure a quad spot against a lot of the upperclassmen, which was nice.
Yeah, we got a
Along with
lot of drummers here, don't we?
keeping up the drum set stuff, and then Stever just showed up in my journey,
Fucking
Jesus.
popped up out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
he popped up out of nowhere. Yeah, and then college I kept because I really enjoyed the whole marching band aspect of music more so than percussion and concert band shit. As much as
Keeps
I
you in
have
shape a
favorite
lot more than
moments
you
from
think
there.
as well.
Yeah,
It's kind of like
and
it's a sport that's not a sport.
exactly. And then speaking of sport, not a sport, I was a masochist and tried out for drum corps all ever since high school, and I finally got into one my freshman year of college. So got to do drum corps for a season, and let's just say I lost a lot of weight and I probably have permanent joint damage. But hey, I paid $1,000 for that experience.
$1,000 for pretty much killing yourself early.
Yep. Yep. So that was like my little musical journey, roll in a nutshell, right there.
Hmm.
We don't really know too much about your musical journey, Kev, because you did a lot of stuff too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I don't think I've ever heard yours. Jesus Christ.
I
We
guess
never even talked
it all
about it.
starts. Yeah, it all starts in I mean, from a young age, I've always been musical, or at least interested in it. And when fifth grade came around and everybody was doing sign-ups for band, I was like, man, I got to do this. I really, really got to do this.
I just
So
gotta blow something.
yeah, well, yeah.
He said, "Yeah."
Oh my god, dude.
So basically, I
Alright.
jumped in and I was like, I took my tryout, and the band director at the time was like, "Man, you're really like naturally good at saxophone." I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't want to play saxophone. Like, that's kind of cliche." So I jumped into trumpet, and I got really super good at trumpet. And I was first chair at trumpet through sixth, seventh, and eighth grade. And then it was like spring semester of eighth grade. I was like, man, next year is high school. Like, I'm sick and tired of trumpet. So I started exploring my options, and I was like, you know what, I want to try out for saxophone. Like, that was what I was quote unquote natural at back in the day. So I wanted to give it a try. So spring, concert band and everything else. Um, I was like, I'm gonna give saxophone a try. So the band director gave me a shot, and I started on tenor saxophone. And I was like, man, I really enjoy this. So then over the summer between eighth and ninth grade, I bought a alto sax on eBay for like $500, and ever since then I've been in love with alto sax. Freshman, sophomore, junior, high school, everything through college, senior year, I've been alto sax and loved every second of it.
Awesome. Yeah.
Saxophone,
Sick.
hot
Yeah.
sax.
So, in the gist
You know
of
how it
things,
be.
it's one hornline member and three drummers. If you
Honestly,
want to
yeah.
boil it down to that,
What a
we're
weird
all
fucking
trained.
band.
We're all
Keep trying to
trained
learn guitar,
percussionists.
but it's a struggle. It's completely different from saxophone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whole new
So
skill.
fun. It's a good time. If I could do it over again, I would probably pick percussion. I've always
Hell
been
yeah,
jealous
you
of the
would.
people that play
Drummers
quads.
always have the most fun.
You got the right
Big
personality for it.
facts.
I'll say that there.
I've always been jealous of the person that plays quads. Always.
Dude, you
That's all of us
no.
here,
Once you
bro.
put that shit on, you're like, okay, never mind.
See, it's always you always want to play it when it's on a stand, but when you have to carry it, you
When you gotta
hate
carry
your
it,
life.
yeah, that's true. I can see that.
I switched to bass 6 because I was just like, this is fucking easier than than carrying around a quad, and it's probably weighs the fucking same amount of.
Yeah,
Oh
dude.
god,
Talking about the complexities of percussion, let alone quads, I could go on for hours. Brett has heard me for hours.
oh my, yeah, we are just a bunch of band nerds, like we said.
Yeah.
Band nerds doing any sports thing. We also have some sports background. It's just like we're a bunch of
Yeah.
fucking weirdos, man.
Yeah.
We're just
Brett,
like we're
you
all
did
over the
various
place.
sports in high school. Yeti, you did sports into college,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, high school and college. Yep.
Mm-hmm. See, we're all there.
I
We're all
did
there.
I did some club stuff in college, but that was about it.
Oh, that's right. You were a rower. That was a big
Rower,
one I remember.
volleyball,
Rower. Yeah.
it was fucking hard as shit. That was probably the
I can imagine.
hardest thing I've ever done, like for a whole semester. It was worse than football practice, worse than basketball practice, worse than soccer practice. It's just like, oof, man.
Yep.
But good experiences all around. I think we all have our good experiences in sports or whatever, but
Yeah. And I've I know personally, just for me, I've just been hardcore to gaming. I never really
hey
was one
man,
to do
nothing wrong with
sports.
that.
I just played with people who did sports. Was my little shtick.
Hey, esports, man, it's esports.
It's esports.
You know.
Alright,
Speaking of esports, let's move on
yeah,
to our esports of the day. How about that?
yeah. I believe first up was something we already have going, right? Which is Siege, and we were going to talk about the patch notes that have been talked to all hell about.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I guess we can start off there because after the patch notes, we're going to talk about Six Invitational being delayed officially, but most likely effectively canceled.
So they were officially delayed and not canceled. I thought it was completely canceled.
We'll find out later
Well, we can
when
read
we
it
get to
after
that
and
bridge.
research.
All right,
So,
all right, all right.
so patch notes that came out first, which is what this is year 5, season 4.
Year
and
5,
this
season
is
4.3
yep.
came out on the 26th of January. Most recent one.
It's quite a meaty patch too for being about smaller things overall.
I was
Mhm.
surprised at how many gigs it was. I was like, holy shit, this is a lot more than I thought.
Yeah. So you want to start us from the top, Seaver?
Yeah. Ash had her breaching round explosive damage range reduced from 3.5 to 2 meters.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's not an extremely drastic change, but it does make a difference. You can't just willy nilly throw her utility around.
Right.
Yeah.
It's already got
You have to
3
be
now.
sure.
It's like, might as well nerf it a little bit. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but now you have to use those 3 a lot more sparingly.
efficiently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Buck got buffed. He's now got 30 plus 1 instead of 26. So
Interesting.
more holes because no one probably played him after he had his frags removed, and now he doesn't have a claymore anymore. He has a hard breach, so
Yeah.
seems like they're definitely trying to get people to play him again.
Like I see
I
what
like that.
I see the train of thought here. Sorry, Brett, you go.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say I like that because it gives hard breach and soft breach capabilities. So I like it. I think it's good.
Mm-hmm. The thing I wanted to bring up that I've seen a conversation about was an argument for uh it kind of like not ruins as an extreme bit of it, but it changes the pick rate between Sledge and Buck since they both have the same thing. One conversation brought up putting the hard breach charge instead on Sledge and giving Buck, oh god, what was it? It was giving him something else. The might have been giving him back frags actually, but giving Sledge, who's a close soft breacher, right? He has to get close to his objectives or target to effectively use his hammer. Uh, Giving him the hard breach charge would facilitate the need for, oh hey, it's still in the same niche of he just has to get close to whatever he's trying to accomplish. While Buck could still retain he's a distance operator in terms of soft breach capabilities.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
It would
that was
be a
just
good
one argument I
ideology
heard.
of both. So
Yeah. And then increasing his ammo, I think, was a much needed little buff.
Yeah, you run into
hardly
that
see
pretty
him anymore.
fast.
It's kind of
Because I
Normal
remember
Buck, yeah.
during our comp plays, whenever I was playing Buck and I actually used my utility without dying, I would always run out of ammo. I have to be like, oh god, I have to have to pick more appropriately next time where to put these holes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Sludge has so many hits with that sledgehammer. It's just like, I mean, might as well give him a bit more to even the count. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
or reducing Sledge to his hammer hits.
yeah,
yeah, but you hardly ever use all your sledgehammer hits. It's
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
not only that, but when you hit what you're aiming for, you're gonna get that fine square hole versus Buck where you may shoot it and you probably won't get either a hole in a wall you're trying to vault through, or from underneath you won't open it enough to where you can see through. So
Yeah, it's not as fine.
it's not as fine as the hammer.
Yes, which comes into actually having to practice Buck's shotgun as a skill,
Mm-hmm.
as its own skill. Yeah,
So.
That's
I
probably
think
why Sludge is a lot more popular. It's just because it's consistency. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, except for the
And
few times that you get the one side and one panel,
yeah.
oh yeah,
which
that's the
is just the
best.
slightly irritating thing.
Mm-hmm. But then not only that, Buck is also a upwards vertical versus Sledge, who there's only certain areas that he can do that when there's
Yeah,
high enough volt prompts.
yeah, like the most noticeable one that I can think of right now off the top of my head is coastline, sunrise
Mhm.
bar.
Mm-hmm.
You just stand on top of that and you can sledge the ceiling, but you can only get like 2 areas that are actually useful.
Yeah. So yeah. So
Yeah,
hopefully it'll look
it's
good. You'll be able to get some vertical play and then use that hard breach for hatches instead of having a heavy breach rotate around.
hmm
Echo. His yokai reduced drone jump to 2 seconds from 3, so buffed. Reduced drone time out, failing to stick to the ceiling from 0.5 or 2.5 from 2, so another buff. And reduced
Holy
the
jeez,
sonic
I didn't know that.
burst cooldown to 16 seconds from 20 seconds, so he got buffed pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
honestly, I think this is an appropriate buff because
Mm-hmm.
he still
Yeah.
doesn't have the invisibility ability.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a tongue twister. Yeah,
Visibility ability. Sounds like a superhero
and even
superhero
when he
trait.
did have that ability too, the middle portion right there, the reduced time out for failing to stick to the ceiling is massive because
Yeah.
That's really
that's
big, yeah.
more than half the time you lose your yokai drones because of that fact. Like you wouldn't be able to hit the prompt and someone would see your drone. And be like, all right, bam.
Yeah.
And just nullified the effect that Echo would have on a round, regardless of him having a chance.
Mm-hmm. So 16
I think they
seconds.
did a good job buffing and nerfing Echo at this point.
Yeah.
They did a pretty good job.
He's definitely going to become a lot more annoying because of the 4 seconds reduced between bursts, so
Mm.
he can charge up a little more. So
Yeah. Overall, I guess
Charge
we.
up.
I don't know. Yeti, you got anything about this Echo buff that you can think of?
I mean, I don't think they ever should have made his drones visible in the first place when they're in
Mm-hmm.
place. I think this is a good step.
Yeah,
We'll see. We'll see how it affects. I don't have an opinion yet. I don't like
exactly.
the previous change, but I don't have an opinion yet on the current change.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if I had an opinion on anything, is that he's still not going to get played as much, which is good because he won't get banned as much, whatever. Um, so I think it'll make defensive bans a lot more flexible. Like, I mean, we're still going to see the mirror ban or whatever, but that second one is going to be up in the air, I believe. I think that'll
Mm-hmm.
be I think that's a really good change, and with this one, he might get played a little bit, but he's still not that strong. But you know,
Yeah, like
I think
like you were
it's
just
I think
saying.
I think he's in a good spot. So
I hear. Like you were just saying too, the mirror ban usually that's indicative of a map specific ban, right? That you're playing on
yeah,
a map where Mira becomes super strong. While the other option that we used to always see was, do we ban the Maestro or do we ban the Echo? How do you want to
mm,
deal with that in various situations? And invisibility for the Echo drone was by and far the main factor in that too, along with, Maestro cams needed to be taken out by some other means such as frags or uh, like Zofia grenades. So there's more options available to take out Maestro Cams than there was Yokais. Even though Yokai drone can be shot simply enough, it's just a matter of the invisibility reducing um, the overall effectiveness for the attackers to take that drone out. long about way of going on that. But yeah, that was my little thoughts on it.
I think you're right. What about you, Goji? What do you think about this?
He's always just been a pretty annoying guy. Uh,
Yeah.
even still, I mean, people just don't look up, even when it's not with the camouflage gone. People just
That is
don't.
a video game trait too. I don't know if you guys have noticed that
Mm-hmm.
in multiple video games, people just don't look up most of the time, unless
So
you're us and we're just unlucky.
yeah, so people
Unless they're,
just
I mean, in some games, but yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
yeah, people just don't look up. You start planning, you hear one go off and you get it, and then you're looking for the second one, and
That's where the panic sits in.
yeah, but especially now, 16 seconds between. So you have a 7-second plant. You can hit once and then have that one charge, and then you can hit with the second one. If they still don't find it, uh, you'll pretty much be charged and have a chance to hit with a third one before they go for another plant. So,
Especially if you're able to juggle both drones too.
but I mean, in competition, like I said, as soon as they hear one, it's you're most likely nowadays not
It's a matter
gonna.
of seconds.
Yeah, you're not gonna. You as soon as you hit, you have to drop. But as soon as they hear one, you're not gonna get the other two off. So
Yeah,
you're gonna lose those drones pretty
competitively-
fast.
Competitively, I think the burst cooldown doesn't really affect as much, but the fact that the
The
stick
ceiling,
time,
yeah, that'll.
yeah, that's a big thing that affects competitive play. I think that
And yeah, the
if
jump
SI was
cooldown.
being played, we would have seen.
Yeah, those two, being able to jump faster and not getting stuck as long. Yeah, you'll be able to maneuver that drone around a lot more
Hmm.
to get into position. So
Yeah, and then the caveat to that is, of course, he doesn't have invisibility from previous patches.
so all right, Ella. She has lost her resistance to the concussion effects. I never really knew that. So
Mhm. The sisters no longer have a resistance,
that's
which is, I think that's good.
that should be yeah. That seems yeah. And
Or should
then
not control fucking buffs. That's just stupid.
yeah, and her extra mine while down that she can pop is now gone.
Honestly, that's always been a stupid thing that she could do. 'Cause
Yeah, and
it's one of the most useless.
it fucks your teammates over too because you pull it and it's delayed, and if someone's picking you up and you have that instinct to just press that button, it stops them from picking you up, and it can fuck your entire day.
Saying like this might be a little weird, messed up, but it's monkey see, monkey do. You see a message prompt on your screen pop up, you're gonna press it regardless of what, before you
Yes.
really have a chance to think about it. As on the
Yeah,
casual side of
especially-
things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you're like, you're in this situation. I'm like, oh my god, I'm fucking down. I'm gonna die. I need to press this button right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I just fucked everybody.
Yeah, someone's like on their way to help you, and you press it, and you're like, okay, well, shit,
Yeah, and then they can't help you,
can't
and
res you because I'm walking.
so it's.
Ella means.
I mean, as much as we've played, every time I've seen an Ella be downed, as soon as they go down, they almost always pop that shit.
Yeah, it's like
So
it's become an inherent thing that you just kind of gotta you down Ella, you just gotta wait
yeah,
for that half second.
and honestly, I don't see the point in it. I don't, because if you've gone down, the odds that the person is close by is just it's not. It's very unlikely that they're right next to you in range for that mine to even affect them.
Hmm. It makes sense. Also, if you want to bring up the lore wise, this makes sense because oh, something happened.
Yeah, I disconnected for some reason.
Oh, yeah. Lore
Rip.
wise, rip. Oh, lore wise though, this makes sense because when she was down but not out and had already used all of her throwable utility in those, Gersmont mines, where was that extra mine coming from anyways? Why didn't she just use it already?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that works for her.
So I don't know if that's that. I don't see that as a nerf. I see that as a buff.
Quality of life.
I feel like
Quality, yeah.
that last one's a buff for teammates, because I feel like your team gets screwed over by it more than the enemy does.
It's like why they removed the ability to pick up friendly grenades or just
Oh,
grenades in general.
dude, no. That was fun. They should never have removed that. That should never.
But they base it off of statistics where more teammates than anything were dying,
Yeah.
which sucks.
All right. Cali, they have removed the
Okay,
one shot
Cali.
down but not out from the CSRX 300, so you won't shoot them once and they won't go down but out. I
think
guess.
she's
I don't like
nerfed
that.
in this case.
I don't like that at all. I think it's fucking bullshit. I think she got absolutely dicked.
The CSRX 300 has now a base damage of 122 for 25 meters, 100% damage until 25 meters, and linearly falls to 80%, 97.6 damage at 35 meters. Damage to the limbs has not changed.
Man, she got cucked.
Yeah, like she was already on thin ice to begin with, in my opinion.
Dude, the rich
Even
get
in
richer and the
competitive,
poor get poorer.
Yeah,
uh,
and just
fucking
adding all these,
poor Cali.
like I understand where they're doing this, with the math and everything involved, but they don't need to add all this unnecessary math to this exactly. And
It's a
already
sniper
changing the
rifle. Like
limb
you should
damage
be able
too.
to fucking man.
Mhm.
If you're gonna put a sniper in the game, like make it a sniper, not a fucking shooter. That's just my opinion, I guess. But Jesus
Yeah,
Christ,
because like even if you got hit by the Cali shots, it's always a matter of like, oh shit, I'm down. Okay, there's a chance still.
Mm-hmm.
exactly,
And
yeah.
that was the pros and cons to playing the Cali was all right. You get the shot, can you confirm the kill? You know that you have someone downed in that sense.
Yeah.
I thought she was
Yeah.
already weak, and now this just makes her even more weak. Like I
Mhm.
don't know.
Not a lot.
I
Well,
don't really know what their plan was.
I don't know. I don't see her too much in Pro League on, because they honestly don't care about player base. We all know that. They only care what the pros say.
Yeah.
So
And
Well, unless it's botched
Cali
Cup.
was even in competitive play, to my understanding, it was always the same. She was treated the same way that Mira was, and it was very like map dependent. So like in EU Pro League, you always saw Cali played on Oregon,
Mhm.
more likely played on Oregon than other maps.
mm. Or in like
That or like
Clubhouse if they
theme
go
park
CC.
or that kind of shit. But yeah, I get what you mean.
It's very just map dependent, so it's not. And I mean, if you know the team and you see that they've used Cali a lot, then you take that away.
Yeah, you don't even need a banner. You just need to understand she's on the field, and they don't have the quote unquote like overall group rate of fire to
Mhm.
win too many gunfights. It's just a matter of missing that one shot for 2 seconds.
Yeah. So,
Weird nerf. I don't know.
Yeah.
oh, Legion has lost his 1.5 scope from the T5. I'm fine with that.
Probably a good thing, yeah.
Overall, yeah, I think a good thing. I don't know. Yeti?
Yeah, I played Legion way more when he had the 1.5 scope. I
Point to be
completely and
made.
totally abused it. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, get back on
That's
that
a
hollow.
good gun.
He's always been fun to play, but adding a 1.5 scope to Legion is just stupid. It's dumb. Just overpowered.
Everybody likes this T5 as well. And
Yeah,
it's just
Who
like,
who
everybody likes
it
him
also
at
just makes it
his
better.
base. Yeah.
quick question. Who also has the T5? It's Oryx, right?
Yeah,
Or is it
but
Malusi?
it's
Malusi.
Oryx.
It's
Lucy
Malusi.
has MP5 now.
Yeah,
That's right. They switch it.
Oh,
Yeah. So
yeah,
Oryx.
she lost it.
Yes.
Yeah, my fault.
Oryx has it. So
I don't know if
I
he
forgot.
has.
He never had the 1.5 to begin with, right?
He should be getting the 1.5. That's what
I
happening.
don't know.
I don't know. It's just weird that they're fixing, quote unquote, fixing one gun on one operator when other operators have the same gun. That's just the thing that feels wonky to me. Is like you'll play certain guns and certain people, and they'll have different, uh, setups that they can have,
Hmm.
Sounds about right.
and like it doesn't like the power scaling, balancing. It just doesn't make sense in the long run. They're just going to make it harder to lessen that power scaling and bring balance to the game.
Yeah, but you know, I think we're all in consensus. That's a that's a good nerf.
Yeah.
So
Uh, Lion has a claymore again, and they've removed the hard breach. I mean,
okay,
That's like a meh. That's a meh.
no,
yeah,
but
Really
yeah,
good
whatever.
pick.
it,
You
That
think
is
it's
a
a
like
really
really
that?
good
good
move.
pick?
Yeah, because honestly, I started out, like I said, I started out Chimera, right? So I
Okay.
started out
Yeah.
the season that Lion came out, and I knew he was the hot new operator. So he was the first one I bought. So, he was overpowered when he came out. He kind of fell off, and then they gave him the hard breach, which kind of brought him back, in my opinion. Kind of gave me a reason to use him again, was the hard breach slash his utility. So taking away that hard breach kind of gives you the trade off again, in my opinion.
I think it makes him more of a flank watch, like even more of a flank watch, which is
Exactly.
good. But yeah,
Instead of a main factor, yeah, he's more of a flank watch more than a main factor of offense. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that you say that, it's kind of it does make sense. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Same. Same here. Now that you're talking about it, I do
it's
see.
still
I do
like a
see the point
meh,
being made.
you know. But yeah,
But it was
Yeah.
leaning more
On
towards the
on
side that,
release, he was stupid overpowered. I mean,
oh, we
looking
know,
back, he was just stupid. It wasn't even
bruh.
like it wasn't even fun. He was just stupid.
yeah,
Yo,
They
I remember
Wall
Stever and I were
hacks.
in the trenches of Go Fours when
yeah,
he was released.
they
I remember
updated him and they fixed him, and it was like, okay, he kind of fell off from power. And then giving him the hard breach just gave like the day ones like me a reason to play him again and just abuse him.
Hmm.
I remember playing Lion before I knew like overpowered what wasn't, you know. And I was like, dude, this guy's super fun. He's super easy to play. You just hit the fucking button and you kill people, and it's just. And then I was like, oh, yeah, he's overpowered.
Yeah,
Okay,
like the
makes
one
sense.
of the greatest moments is the fact that I think it was Sao Paulo finals for Siege,
Fabian,
and Fabian's monitor broke, but he could still press his keys, right? And he was playing
yeah,
Lion, and all he did while his
I
monitor was
just
getting
pressed
fixed during
four,
a live
and it.
match was he just pressed the button to use the gadget, and his team won.
I mean, he's got one of the most famous lines about Lion of all time. I just
Hmm.
press four and I go kill people, and that's how the game works. And it's just
Yeah, it's
pretty
no
good,
skill.
pretty funny.
Just press a button and that's it.
But yeah, real quick to touch back onto it. We had that concept when we were playing comp too. Was like once the hard breach tools were added, we're like, okay, we can like really change up how we have these
Hmm.
rosters and rotation set up with different characters and different
Yeah.
operators. Because the hard breach tool was indeed something to be abused to its fullest in a competitive setting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah,
I
and
don't
I'll
think
be
it's
honest,
truthfully. Go ahead.
as being the hard breach kind of guy of our group, as being that kind of role, I've been able to play, Capital more often.
Mm-hmm.
Or, other operators like Lion or, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, I totally agree. It's one of those things that we've kind of been able to rebuild kind of our strategy, but at the same time it's kind of as a hard breach, role kind of player, it's one of those things that I can totally completely abuse. Because I mean, let's be honest, like Capital has a great gun in the first place, a great utility in the first place. You give
Mm-hmm.
him a utility as far as hard breach, that's just stupid.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You
Well,
get
it's
he's
better
an
than his
essential
fucking
pick.
flashbangs. It's
yeah,
way better than his flashbangs were, though.
yeah, exactly. You give Lion, who has an amazing ability in the first place, you give him a hard breach. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like it hasn't been fully utilized though. if you know what I mean. Like comp hasn't seen.
Fully appreciate it. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
agree with that.
yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
also another thing is a lot of pros kind of just simply look at the numbers
Mhm.
Yep.
rather than the actual effects that they can have. Even though, like, of course, they think about all of that, right? They play the game professionally. They have thousands upon thousands of hours, even outside of the game, probably just thinking about Siege. So they've thought it all. They've theory crafted it, and everything. But in actual application, like, yes, it can be harder to use in some cases than others. But that comes back to our group philosophy when we were playing comp, which was like, once you know the ability to use it and any other thing exists, why don't you just use it? That weird wonky strategy. That's why I think we tend to lean towards like being fan favorites of Fnatic more so, because they kind of have the same envisionment that we had, which was, oh, they're playing off meta ops, they're doing off meta strats, and they're working. There's a
Yeah,
reason
let's
for
just
that.
try some shit.
Is when some people get so stuck in their mentality of like, this is how Siege is supposed to be played. That's where you fall
That's
into
their
the
downfall.
trap.
Mhm.
Start falling into that trap, and all of a sudden people start hitting you with things you weren't prepared for, angles you weren't ready for.
Yep.
Exactly the point. Yep.
All right.
That was a long tangent off of Lion.
Hey,
He's a
he
very
always opens up
interesting
with tangents.
operator.
Oh yeah.
Malusi has lost the angle grip from the MP5, which I don't think they should have ever put an angle grip on the MP5 to start with.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because they switched to MP5 between Oryx, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Oryx, the only reason why they gave it to him was to facilitate the need for him ADSing after using his ability, to my understanding,
Yep.
right?
Yep, jumping up a hatch or
So,
running through a wall.
Yeah, and the time that to reduce the ADS time to assist players. But
Mhm.
switching it and keeping it with Malusi, that was not smart balancing on their part.
It ain't the play, Chief.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't the
So
play.
This ain't
removing
it.
it is something that's been long coming,
Mhm.
too long.
What's the next one? I mean, I think the next one is as well.
Mira has lost the 1.5 on the vector.
Good.
I don't think there's anything.
I don't know why
No. Yeah, that
something.
was
Why'd
broken.
they ever put it on? Why'd they put it on in the first place? That's
Yeah.
Like,
stupid.
no matter how
It
you
was
look at
broken.
it, too, it was a niche thing in its own right. Not giving it to Goyo, right? Or does Goyo actually have it or not?
Goyo doesn't.
We can find out later.
We can look at
Goyo has the TCSG, so I don't think they put it on the vector.
They might have.
I don't know.
He's gonna look.
They might have, maybe though. I don't think they did.
Loadout.
No, I guess it doesn't show me.
Oh, it doesn't show the attachments.
So.
All right,
Bruh.
nice.
Oh well.
Anyway,
Oh well.
I don't think he does have the 1.5. Like, people in the comments can correct me if I'm wrong, but here's the interaction for the episode.
Hey,
Perfect.
y'all make it this far. Props to you.
Yeah, prove me wrong.
So,
I know
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
right.
I don't know.
Anyway.
It just doesn't
Good
seem
move.
necessary.
But it's not the most arduous.
No, it's
thing,
not the most
as
glaring thing about
always.
Mira, that's for sure.
Okay. Zofia removed resistance to concussion effects. Removed the withstand, and reduced impact grenade explosive damage range to 2 meters from 3 meters.
Same thing as Ash.
So.
So they both got their explosive radius reduced.
Mm-hmm. Concussion effects.
Still
Yeah.
not good enough, I'd say.
I don't know.
Sophia's still pretty strong.
It's a step.
Yeah.
The whole withstand dilemma. Yeah. It's good that they removed it overall, because it was also, there's so many different variations for plays to play to have them occur during a live match for you to be able to successfully withstand.
It's a weird passive, and it's like they don't give every operator a passive, which is weird in my mind. But
Mm-hmm.
so I think take away the passive or give everybody a passive. It's kind of like You know how Apex is. Like they give everybody a passive. So I think it's a good play.
Yeah.
Play
They're
on
also
Ubisoft part.
much more careful about balancing than Ubisoft.
Hmm. Yeah,
Dog.
I won't know.
Well, also like one thing I heard from a developer standpoint is they always release new operators. So like we were seeing Fuse and Apex, just to touch on that real fast. But like
Oh
you know
yeah,
we've seen it with
or the
every
30.
single legend is you release them as is, even if they're slightly overpowered in some sense, right? And then you just reduce
People,
it from there.
yeah, people want to be excited about it. They want to be like, "Oh, this person's awesome. Let's play him all the time." That's why the 30-30 can down people in 3 shots. Ugh.
Yeah. Hey, we're not there yet. We're not there
30-30.
yet.
We'll get there.
Still got patch
Oh
notes.
well. Anyway, back to Siege related content.
Hmm. Yeah, explosion. I mean, not really. I guess,
She is officially Ash 2.0, slightly better.
yeah, use your shots
Yep.
more carefully. Don't miss. Yeah. Let's see. Ballistic shields removed the camera penalization during the guard break to 0.
Oh yay!
So
Ballistic shields are back up.
when you hit them,
Uh,
they would used to have
Cameras and janky, right?
a delay. Yeah, so like it would slow down your turning speed, but now it'll still stay the same instead of be like almost as if you were concussed.
Hmm.
I think it's
So
good.
it allows shields to actually have a chance when they get hit to turn and block themselves instead of get hit and be like, okay, well, I'm not going to be able to
Yeah,
turn
just
fast
whooped.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems
So,
like a necessary addition to what they did in the last patch for shields, which was they made the guard break more universal,
mhm.
uh, from what I remember.
So yeah. Reduce deployment time of hard breach charges to 2 seconds from 3 seconds.
Needed.
Yeah. And reduce the activation time from 6 seconds to 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Good.
So they're a lot more viable now instead of I'm sitting here trying to piece together this piece of crap that hopefully in time will go off before, let's say, like Kai decides to throw a charge or Bandit tricks it.
Yeah, like Bandit was the main issue here, I think, which was,
Yeah.
you'd put it down and the Bandit batter would already be there if they're tricking it. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, fuck your charge, dude.
So it was, yeah, it was a little harsh. Especially because you could hear that thing. If you were sitting there tricking that wall, you could hear that thing being built on the other side.
Yeah.
And then you would hear it placed. And you're like, alright, well, you didn't even stand a
Well,
chance.
I'll just lose this now. Like fuck.
Yeah, so. Recoil control is only for consoles. Improved recoil for ARX, C8, M1, M1014, and the TCS.
Oh
I
shit.
have
Okay.
noticed, I
Okay.
did notice these when
So,
I was playing the past few weeks.
Okay.
yeah.
They were noticeable indeed.
ARX. ARX is
Um,
about to be a fucking truck. Like more
yeah.
than it is already.
Mm-hmm.
Reesh.
Being a long-term console player, here with I actually did sit down and practice, like Hibana's gun has still some weird recoil. The C8 also at one point in time was difficult to control, which is why people were hesitant to keep playing Buck at a point in time.
Yeah, especially with an ACOG.
TCSG, yeah,
Hmm.
and then TCSG was also in the same boat where it's just like, oh god, people don't understand that you just gotta hold down.
Mm-hmm.
But I
I
don't
think
know.
that's good
This
for
is where,
controller though. It just makes it a little
yeah,
even.
and you can also argue it's kind of getting into that weird dichotomy of like, all right, do you start making tweaks and improvements for the console itself, console games itself, the version of it, and add that to PC, or keep them separate? Hence, you're starting to develop two different games now.
Yeah. Yeti, what do you think?
I agree completely. It's one of those things where it's just over the years it's gotten tiring to play against, and one of those things that's kind of, it's a breath of fresh air to see this change happen.
Quality of life.
Yeah, for
Yes.
sure.
A lot of quality of life here. Yeah. So shall
Well,
we move
that's-
on to S side then?
Yeah, because that finalizes patch notes. Let's talk about the elephant in the room that everyone knows about.
So,
Yes, Twitter is going off on.
Yeah, so take us through that, Seaver.
so February 4th, Ubisoft Esports sent out this letter that on January 29th, the French Prime Minister announced that the French borders would be closed to all non-EU travelers. Following this announcement, Ubisoft, alongside our partner Live Nation, have been working tirelessly to find solutions to organize the physical edition of the 6th Invitational 2021 in Paris, France, in February as initially planned. However, they have now learned that LAN esports are no longer possible in today's context, despite the strict sanitary measures put in place. Consequently, we have no choice but to postpone the 6th Invitational 2021 to a later date. While we are obviously disappointed that the 6th Invitational will no longer go ahead this month as planned, our focus is now on reevaluating the situation and looking for alternative options. We know fans are looking forward to both the reveal by the developers of the upcoming changes in Rainbow Six Siege as well as the competition itself. We are working with and listening to the organizations to find best possible solutions. We will have more details on the exact impact of the decision for rosters in season 2021 soon. For us, the 6th Invitational is a celebration of the worldwide Siege community, requiring cross-regional matches to be a truly international competition. We have all been looking forward to a clash of the region and the conclusion of the race towards the 6th Invitational that all pro teams have engaged in since the launch of season 2020 in each region. Due to server locations and to ensure the utmost competitive integrity, such a competition can only happen if we gather all participating teams in the same physical location. Even if our plans are regularly challenged by the evolution of the pandemic, we are all in this together. Our ultimate goal is to remain the same, to offer the best experience possible for both our professional teams and our passionate community all season long while ensuring everyone's safety. We thank you all for continuous support, passion, and understanding. We are all hard at work and will communicate more information as soon as we can.
That's big news coming through for all the Siege community. That's
Yeah.
probably not what anybody wanted to hear. That's for sure.
I know they've been hyping up all these packs and stuff leading up to the event, and just to
Yeah,
have it kind
that's
of the carpet ripped out from under you.
Yep.
Something everyone was excited for. Hurts.
yeah. Hopefully it'll come. My prediction is that it's not gonna come for quite a while. um,
Yeah.
they'll probably either they might just release all the content in like a separate stream or something, and maybe just not have 6 Invitational this year. That would probably be what I would think, but I don't know. It's so up in the air with this. It's hard to tell because we don't know anything about pandemic, how it's going to go in the next couple months even. So it's really just up in the air for all of us.
I feel like it might
If
go
I had,
on.
if I had to predict, that was
Yeah.
I think honestly, in my opinion, I think earliest you could ever like see the talks about it would probably be in the summer.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say June, July, something.
After the new year has started.
Mhm.
So, um, yeah.
I think there was also wasn't there complications with some of the teams as well.
Yeah,
Like
Australia
yeah,
would
wild
not
card.
allow wild card to leave the continent,
Uh-huh.
the country.
Yeah, that would that's probably a good thing they slowed it down. I guess. I
Well,
mean, it's
that's
good for
also
wild
why
card at least. So.
Jess wasn't to be an analyst.
Oh,
Was
that's
because
true.
she wasn't
I
going to
didn't
be
even
able to
think
get
about
out
that.
of Australia,
That's rough.
from what I understand.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well,
Once more the vaccines are out, more the cases go down. It's probably a better chance that it'll. I don't know if they
Oh,
really want
today's
it in
Super
Paris.
Bowl. Don't forget that, boys. And one of the
oh yeah.
concerns that was talked about was the Super Bowl ending up to be a super spreader event.
Oh yeah.
Probably. If people are going, you get drunk, masks come off, 6 feet becomes 0 feet.
Yep.
So
It's just like I saw a post the other day about people who are going to be watching Super Bowl, right? And they can't really stop this or that, whatever. But health officials were telling people that were going to the Super Bowl not to cheer at the Super Bowl. That's like asking a kid to hold a lollipop and not lick it. It's like you can't just tell fans not to cheer, right? They're gonna do it eventually. It's just like,
yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be. I don't know. Today's gonna be an interesting day. We'll see how the Super Bowl goes, but I mean that's the same for like Invitational. If they had people there, that would be rough too. So
Yeah, I feel like the Six Invitational might be a little more under control versus the Super Bowl environment.
Yeah. I
true. Yeah,
imagine
exactly.
they would retain the same standard that they impose on teams
Mhm.
to it later on, even if restrictions get lessened. I think they're gonna impose the same restrictions on each team where they have to quarantine beforehand. They have to stay in their hotel room. All that stuff. I don't remember what the list was. They posted it, so people could see, but it was very strict in how teams were supposed to be organized at Six Invitational.
Hmm.
What do you think, Yeti?
Well, on terms of the Super Bowl, it's really strange to me that the year that you would estimate that 90% of it's going to be televised rather than experienced live. It's really strange to me that so many companies are sitting out of advertising. So
Yeah,
like
Oh, I see
Anheuser-Busch
what you're
or
talking about.
Coca-Cola or Pepsi, all these companies that are sitting out commercials that have typically, been our favorites in the past. Like for example, Budweiser. Like I always look forward to the
oh
Clydesdale
yeah,
commercials
oh yeah, yep.
and that sort of thing. But it's just strange that so many companies are willing to sit out this year that is going in my idea, my own thinking, this year is going to be the biggest for experiencing through the TV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you
okay.
you got it. You hit it right on the nail. Like, but also I think money is still a factor in all this as well.
Oh yeah.
I think companies are still like hesitant to spend because I mean, how much is a 30-second commercial on a Super Bowl? It's like I I I can't
Goodness,
remember what it was a couple of years ago,
astronomical.
but it was
It was
it was
hundreds of thousands, right?
hundreds of millions of dollars,
Millions. I don't
like
remember.
hundreds of millions of dollars for one 30-second commercial, and it's just like, are you going to spend that much on one singular Super Bowl that might not even be a good Super Bowl? Just I think it'll be a good Super Bowl, but that's not what I'm saying. It's more like you were saying, it's not going to be the type of game that you're going to expect.
So according to CNBC.com, CBS has completely sold out for ad space on the February 7th game, of course, Super Bowl. 30-second spots on the advertising biggest night has been selling for 5.5 million or higher.
Jesus.
Mm.
Oh
It's
my
insane.
lord,
It's insane.
that's crazy. When are we
Got to
gonna drop a Nomad
crowdfund.
Gaming commercial?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Mm.
all it is the logo
Mm.
for like 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
We can
It's
get a
just
1-second commercial, maybe.
Dude, let's
Like,
just get some 30-second
like
clips,
That's
bro.
crazy. I mean,
a strobe
5.5
flash.
million for 30 seconds?
Yeah, Goji's bank
it's
account isn't that big.
Why we said
yeah,
crowdfund, Patreon.
we need a yeah, we need
Get us to
Patreon.
the big screen.
Get us there. See,
Oh,
GoFundMe
GoFundMe.
here. See,
but
GoFundMe here.
yeah, I think
Bobert
we
here.
can
No.
check what teams are headed to the oh, maybe not.
To the SI.
Yeah.
So I believe
Uh,
I
standings.
believe
Here
it
we
was
go.
20 teams, correct?
You could check Liquidpedia. That'd be a lot easier to see.
If what my memory is, if my memory is correct, that's what I'm trying to say is be 20 teams. They were gonna start group stages by going a round robin, so everybody would play everybody, um, and then they from those two group stages they would get uh, 16 teams. So that means 4 teams right out of group stages would be gone.
Mhm.
So two in each group,
And that's where a lot of
and
predictions were coming in too.
yeah, yep.
Oh, there it was.
They were thinking, oh, wild card's gonna go out first. Cyclops. Uh, I think they were saying something.
People were saying
Was
So,
that the?
Altiora.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay.
Group A,
Yeah,
BDS,
Altiora.
Cloud9, Cyclops, Dark Zero, FaZe, Furia, G2 team, or Empire, Liquid, 1, Group B, Altiora, Giant, MIBR, Makers, Ninja Pajamas, Oxygen, Space Station, TSM, and Virtuous, and Wildcard is out. Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. We'll have to
Maybe.
see.
That's definitely
But
going to
yeah,
change considering the move.
I think
Actually,
I kind of like it
people were
though.
talking
I
about
kind of like the
phase.
group stages.
People were
True.
saying
Yeah. Yeah.
phase was most likely going to be part of the people that were eliminated, just because of how poor they've been performing up to their finals event.
And also, it's a best of one for every single game. So it's not
Hmm.
like a best of 3 round robin kind of thing. So it's gonna be a lot different for the group stages, but I think I actually kind of like it. People are gonna be like, "Oh, well, it's kind of competitive integrity." I kind of like it. I don't know if you guys do. Like, what's your opinion on the
It's a. I
one
think
for
it's a
the?
test. I think it's more of a test of a team's ability to adapt, is what that would
Okay,
be. Because
yeah,
you're
Mhm.
playing so many different teams in your own group, right?
Yeah.
hmm
You gotta have the ability to play your game, but not be pinned down by it.
you got to play your game 9 times too. So it's like, yeah, I kind of like it. I don't. There was a lot of people that were complaining about it. Understandable. People like the best of 3 format a lot better. But I don't know. I think it's kind of good. What about Goji? Yeti, what do you think?
Mm. Seems like it'd be very tiring.
Yeah.
Playing all those teams, then you're gonna have to. You play one game, and then you're gonna have I don't know how much time in between to watch the VODs and try and get as much information as possible, and then go into another game, and so yeah.
Yeti?
Yeti did.
Yeti
Yeti
dead.
dead?
Yeti bot. Can we get a
Yeti
bot in
Rick?
chat?
Yeti bot and chat. I gotta use bathroom real fast.
Oh,
Yeah, I think so. Like we said, 2 groups of 10. Goji read them out. Uh, top 4, or well, depends on if wildcard are there or whatever. 4 go out, and then they go on to the semifinal, or well, not semifinal, the bracket play. So
mhm. Yeah, I could see
I think it'll be good.
BDS, G2, and Empire dominating A.
Team Liquid could make a pretty good run. I think they'll be up at the top, but
Mhm. Well,
maybe
let's see.
yeah. I think I agree with the BDS
How
thing.
did Liquid do? They played theirs. This is not. What?
I think it was Nip that won. Is it Nip? No, it was MIBR that won BR6. I don't remember who was in second place. I feel like it was either Nip or Liquid.
Yeah, I don't have
Not
this game,
entirely sure.
I guess. Um, here. Where is Liquid?
So yeah. Either way, I think Latam is actually in a pretty good spot for this as well. If it ever happens,
Hmm.
but
Oh, yeah, he's
Big
back.
facts.
yeah. Altiora though, they have had probably the worst month of any esports team ever. Have you guys been like looking at the stuff going on for Altiora? Because it's kind of sad.
I haven't seen much on it. Is Liquid what? They're Latin America, aren't
What?
they?
Yeah, they should be. Should be at least. Anyway, so the Altiora team, it's been having quite a lot of drama within the Canadian League because their roster is not getting brought back. So this would have been the last time they were playing as Altiora, 6 invitationals. All of a sudden, I think this was less than a week ago now. Altiora announced that they are taking on a full American roster now, and yeah, so there's a lot of clout going around Altiora right now,
Hmm.
and I don't know the full story on it. I just know that there is a lot of stuff going on for them, and I feel kind of bad for that roster right now,
Yeah.
considering they qualified for SI. Now they're getting their team pretty much ripped away.
Yeah.
Yes, so I just came back to the latter half of that. But that Altiora roster was to play in SI, and that was going to be their last event as that roster under the banner. And then, like you just said, they were supposed to pick up a new team because of the Ubisoft. What's the word? Not pressure. Well, I guess it is pressure a bit, but how they wanted teams to move to Las Vegas in like 3 months or something like that, 2 months. Like not
Yeah,
enough time for people to get visas, especially during the pandemic, to be able to go move over, which sucks a lot. And now that SI has been moved, technically, does that roster still get to play?
yeah. Which
Yeah,
it's pretty much it almost seems like the EG uh
luminosity.
LG, yeah, it seems like the EG LG situation kind of again, but it I don't know, man. It's been a crazy ride for Altiora the last month or whatever. So,
Yeah. And also, I don't know if you talked about it, but Beast Coast is now getting the nod to move up to
that's right.
NAL
I forgot about that. Yep.
because there's so many spots now in the NAL,
Mm-hmm.
which sucks.
Who's on Beast
I think
Coast?
um, I don't know,
Is it
old crew. They picked up Ghost again, I think, who used to be on the Sonics.
is Fozo on it? Am I correct in thinking
Possibly.
that? I don't remember, but yeah, there's.
I know
I
Rent
saw that
Free's
there was just
probably
yeah.
moving up, I think too.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's gonna be a
I
weird.
had
It's gonna
something.
be a weird next year.
Yeah. It. Oh yeah, that's what it was. When you brought up EG, I was just thinking. I saw the CGG like stats for like overall career. What you not like headshot percentage and anything like that. But
Mhm.
NVK is still like number 2, and
Yeah,
he hasn't played in a year.
he tweeted. He
Still
tweeted the
number
other day.
two.
I saw the fucking tweet, and he was like, it was like I don't remember who it was, but
He was
he was
about
second.
Canadian.
Canadian was like, yeah, he was like sixth or whatever. He's like, Canadian's still on this list. Like, what the hell are you guys shooting at or some shit? And I was like, oh my god,
Bro,
that's pretty funny.
NVK still on that list. Like what?
Yeah,
He's been playing since year 1 to be fair, but he hasn't played in over a year.
yeah,
That's just crazy.
pretty
Imagine
funny
leaving that as
stats.
your legacy. But then also it's paired with like Bolo's been playing way less and he's already like up there on that list.
Yeah, yep.
So
Bolo
it's a little
lean, Bolo
dichotomy.
headshot. Anyway, what I don't know if you were here, but Goji was trying to look to see where Liquid turned out for BR6.
BR6.
I found it.
They
Oh, no,
weren't
this isn't
the
BR6.
top. Were they the top seed for LATAM? I didn't think they were,
I
but
feel like it was
could have
MIBR,
been.
if I'm not mistaken.
I don't
I
know,
don't
man.
remember
Weird
though.
to
That
navigate
that
through
might have
stats
been the
there.
qualifiers. I don't remember if MIBR was the top qualifier or if it was NIP Liquid.
Because I thought NIP won LATAM finals, and that's how they got in, right?
Right. Okay, so that would make
And
sense.
then,
So I think it was NIP versus
uh,
Liquid, and then MIBR went through qualifiers as number one.
yeah, that sounds more correct
That sounds
on that.
yeah. That sounds somewhat fair. I don't know.
Which like if I remember seeing finals for LATAM, it wasn't really good Siege.
Mhm.
It was just them playing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
MIBR won
it
in
was
their
just BR.
seed.
Okay, so yeah, that makes sense then. Starting to see where the teams got in from.
Mhm.
So, if we had to
Yeah.
give one team that you thought would win all of SI, if it happens, which one are you guys voting for? We'll start with Ponce, and then Goji, and then we'll get to Yeti. I don't know if Yeti's here anymore.
Yes.
Okay, he's back. Okay.
Yeti did.
Let's see. Do you got the
Right there.
you got the groups up? Okay, let me take a quick pic. Take a quick look. It's a tough one. As much as I don't want to say it, because like I'm fans, but I'm not extreme fans as to other teams. But I think TSM's got all that they need to win the event this time. They were close last invitational, and they were considered an incomplete roster still. Like they weren't
Yeah.
all there. Yet they got what, third place.
Yep.
Hmm.
I
Well,
think
they
just overall they've been really working on their skill as a team. Really gelled over the past year.
yeah, they play MIBR and Space Station day one, and Makers.
Makers.
So
Makers, yeah.
they'll play Makers, then they'll play MIBR, and then they'll play Space Station. Let's see
Interesting.
how burnt out will they be? TSM will be MIBR's first game. So
That's gonna be a rough match for anybody.
yeah,
Yeah.
best of one. They'll be a little burnt, but who knows how burnt. And then it'll be Space Station's first game as well, and they'll play Giants. Yeah.
Like this is just so many matches though. Like I hope they don't change it by the time they get to like having SI for sure happen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
'Cause this would be so fun to see.
It really would. I like the
'Cause,
group play. I like the elimination style that they're going with. I think
yeah,
it's a pretty good format.
and it's attesting to like each region has been locked for a year with no crossplay between regions. You know, like people play with each other, right? Every now and then, like some Latin players will make it into North American servers and such, but you know, this is like the first true test to be like, all right, how much has each region developed in order to handle international play?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeti,
especially with this time.
who's your pick, Yeti?
I think it's undeniably TSM. I
Two
think like
TSM
Pants said,
picks. Huh?
yeah.
Okay.
I think like Pants said, I think last time they were pretty close and they were considered to not be complete. I think they undeniably have the best roster with the best strats. I love BDS. I honestly love BDS, but I just don't think they have the same strats as TSM. And I don't know the Giants and Cloud9 are as tested as TSM are, but you know, open to being proved wrong.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
bro, just to add in real fast too, my dark horse is actually Cloud9. Like I'm a fan of the org overall, but after
Okay.
seeing Cloud9 play throughout APAC,
I was gonna
I
say
think
that
they're
about
my dark
Liquid.
horse.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Liquid's my dark horse.
And yeah, that's a fair one too.
Yeah. Liquid always do pretty well on LAN until they choke in
Until they don't.
semifinals. Yeah.
Oh man.
So it's
Yeah,
Oh no.
for sure.
sometimes they're on, sometimes they're off. But yeah. What about
Yeah.
you, Goji? Who's your top dog and who's your dark horse?
You know, I feel like TSM is gonna get pretty burnt out in those MIBR and then Space Station game that first day. But
Oh.
I feel like they may lose some points to those, but I don't know. I you know, I don't see Space Station in their bracket. I think MIBR and TSM are really maybe the Giants. I haven't really seen those Ninja Pajamas.
I know, right? NIP makes
There's
it
so many
way more
options.
complicated.
There's so many. Yeah, there's so many options in this SI. It's kind
Because
of nuts.
yeah, Ninja
Historical.
Pajamas, you know, Brazilian teams they just do some weird stuff, man. Throw you off.
Yeah, like they have the it factor. Most of the Latin teams do. It's just like they'll have Team Liquid much more noticeably. They have off days that really affect in key moments. That affect them in key moments. Well, NIP and I've seen MIBR now. After seeing them a bit more, they can really pull it together and push through when it comes down to
Mm.
it.
Yeah, especially since they'll have this long gap to study each other to see, you know, before Invitational. They'll have who knows how long of a gap
Yeah.
to study and practice. So, I mean, as
Yeah, because
That'll
that's
be
a
interesting.
question now too. Actually, now that you brought that up, was do teams keep refining the strats that they have prepared? Do they try to figure out new ones and change their game plan? Like,
mhm.
I think they just
what
start
do they
looking
do there?
at film. I think they start looking at film of other teams and just start stratting for them because they'll have their default. They know how to do that, obviously. But I think the other teams is the inconsistency. So that's probably where they go from there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's just every team in general. Like if you're a football team and you have more time to prep for, like let's say, if you're the Chiefs and you have more time to prep for Buccaneers, you're gonna prep more for Buccaneers, right? You're not
Mhm.
gonna refine your plays that you have been doing for a whole season. So that's just kind of the reference I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So, did you
So
actually state your?
no, I didn't.
You didn't. Okay.
too many options.
As much as everyone's choosing TSM, I'm not gonna choose TSM. I'm gonna choose MIBR, and
Okay.
Oh,
the
I
dark
like it.
horse would definitely not
Well, I
Dark
think
Zero. They've not been doing the best.
I think Dark Zero is gonna just do mediocre. Like
Yeah,
they'll make it. I
like
think they'll
last
make
time.
it, but stage is gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. Dark Horse. G2 used to be a favorite, but it's not all that
They're on
anymore.
the up and up. To be fair,
Yep.
Yeah, they had their
ended
down,
They're getting
and
up there,
they ended on a good half.
but they weren't as good as BDS. So
Just barely. I don't know, man. That was like after seeing them play finals, like
Super
it literally
close.
was off of one round that GT was able to capitalize and take the whole thing.
yep.
it'd have to be Empire.
Empire. Yeah. Okay. They're
I like
always
that.
good on land. That's very true. We haven't
I think
really seen much of the good old Empire boy himself. So
I was gonna say like Team Empire, they don't seem like dark horses to me. They seem more just like sleepers. Like people are not really gonna expect them to come out swinging.
Swinging, yeah.
mhm.
I
Like
can respect that.
I'm assuming they will. That's the thing. I'm assuming they will because they always play consistently well, regardless of standings.
Hey man, you and me saw him in Carolina, North Carolina,
Yeah, we
in
saw them
the
play personally too.
major.
Actually,
That
You
yeah,
guys
in
drove a
Raleigh.
couple hours for that.
Oh,
15. Take it or leave it.
We could have picked you up,
A
Yeti.
long
We could have picked
while.
you up.
I'd have been there. Listen, if we didn't know each other for 2 weeks, I'd have been there.
So yeah, I mean
If that
they.
were to happen today, I'd have drove any amount of time for that. But
Oh, some of the people that King George plays with, right? Do you, Yeti?
just
Perchance?
yeah, generalized, yeah.
Okay. Do you know about the guy called Zumi, Daddy Zumi?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Zoomy
Well,
R6, right?
day
Yeah.
day one, he was in line with us to get
Oh my
into the
lord.
hall. He didn't know anyone, and we were the ones that chatted with him. And guess what? We sat through all of day one, or I physically sat next to him all through day one,
That's cool.
and he was
And got
asleep
his
for
gamer
most of it.
tag, and he's like, "Add me, bro."
Yeah, little
You
did
guys
he
are gonna be
know.
playing with King George. Look out!
Nah, dude.
I still have the picture. I still have the picture actually.
King George
That's
would be
pretty cool.
fucking
I taken a
mad.
picture of his.
I could only imagine. You're fucking garbage,
Dude, I just started. God.
bro. I just came from
Speaking of King
console.
George, he's a new analyst.
Hmm.
He's an analyst for OXG.
Oh, sure, buddy.
Yeah, yeah, dude. It was on Twitter. Twitter doesn't lie, bro.
Twitter doesn't lie.
Yeah, he updated his own job.
There you
Mm-hmm.
go. Check your Snapchats.
So anyway, what we had was what we're hearing is 2 TSM picks
Yo, that's cool.
and an MMBR pick. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know,
What
I'm
about you,
kind
Brett?
of leaning um towards a LATAM or APAC team. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is a year that one of the APAC or the LATAM just kind of pick it up out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I'm feeling the vibes, but if I'd have to say, I want to see an APAC team get far. I think there's going to be a dark horse of maybe like Giants, because Giants have been on an absolute tear. Or yeah, Giants. Giants has been the one that's been on a tear. But I mean that's only APAC, so they'll get far. I think they'll get pretty far and just kind of lose out to somebody. My top dog is probably going to be Nip. I'm not gonna lie. I think Nip
I agree.
has. I think Nip has the bag this time. So Goji said MIR, MBR. I think I'm gonna go with Nip instead. That's my LATAM prediction. Our course would be
Alright.
Giants Gaming.
Gotcha. Solid. Yeah, so 2 for TSM, 1 for NIP, and 1 for MIBR. So 2 for NA, 2 for LATAM.
We didn't even
Alright.
say a Europe. Well, Goji said the dark horse of Empire, but we didn't really say many European teams in there. So
I don't know. They seem to be
Yeah,
slipping.
it's just the fact that each region's been playing so differently in terms of setup.
Separation,
I
yeah.
just, yeah, like I think Europe has been suffering for not playing best of threes.
Yeah.
But I will argue this though. They have the advantage in this format because they're so used to having to play on the fly, you know, take what they know, switch it up because they have to play each team multiple times.
yep.
So that's where I'm gonna have that argument stem from was, this play each team once, and keep it going. They might be able to pull through more than we think.
I think G2 will do pretty good. I think Uno's been getting way better at his IGLing, and I think he's getting better with age pretty much. And so I
Getting
think
older.
G2 have a really good chance to pull something out. Oh, it's something about Europe right now. It's just kind of it's almost stale. I don't know if that's the right terminology, but
Hmm.
I'd just say top four for 1 year Japan team, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know who
Yeah,
that's gonna be. No clue.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw LATAM and NA just in like the top 8 top 5, top 4.
Exactly.
You got any
Alright.
more opinions, Yeti, Stever?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I feel like it'll come down to the round robin. You know, who they're playing first. Teams will get burnt out in the later days, but depending on who they play first, I mean,
Who's an easy throwaway team in your opinion?
Furia,
yeah.
Altiora.
Okay.
Altiora, yeah. In
Mhm.
my opinion, it's Altiora. I just don't think. I don't think the Canadian League has just proved themselves enough yet. So Altiora is out the
Yeah,
door for
and
me.
if
Yeah.
even if they play later on with that old roster, that's just so disheartening of knowing that you still won't be able to play. Like
It's
that's
gonna go one of two ways. Either they play like madmen because they're just out of spite, or they're just gonna shit the bed. And I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be the second, unfortunately. But
like I would love to see them try to make a deep run, but I don't see it happening. They don't have the experience. They have somewhat decent skill, of course. They won,
yeah,
but
Yeah.
I just don't think the experience is there, and that's what's going to be their fallback or drawback.
yep.
All right. Well, move
We'll see
on to
that.
the next, huh?
Yeah.
So,
All right, my dad came upstairs blaring his music all of a sudden. So
Yeah. Well, actually, what time are we looking at now? Right now?
we've been
it's almost 2 o'clock. So that's almost 2 hours.
Yeah, almost 2 hours.
well, we started a little late too, so
We
you didn't
started
start till
late.
like close
We started
to
at 12.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We we can keep these lengthwise as variable as we want to.
Mhm.
If we want to keep going right now, we can, or we can cut it here.
Up to you guys. What time does the Super Bowl start?
Like 2 more hours, I think.
All right, all right.
So
Either way, I think I can keep going if you guys want, or we can just cut it here. Let's. I mean, all we have left is like the random esports stuff that we were gonna talk
Yeah,
about.
that's why I was
So
saying is like this is more end of the
it
randomness.
could literally take like 15 minutes on this. Like,
Yeah, okay. Let's hit it then. Let's just finish it out. We won't go too much into it.
all right.
Or we
Uh,
can. It doesn't matter.
so really, this has kind of been like a really big time for esports in general. League of Legends started back up. ALGS had their winter circuits, started late January. Um, PGIS, which is the PUBG International, what is it, series? International series, I think, or something like that.
mhm.
Yeah. you're
They
right.
just started up not a couple days ago. And yeah, so it's been a lot of esports stuff going around. Um, so yeah, it's pretty much just been a whole bunch of stuff. We could, I guess, Goji and I have kind of been watching PGIS a little bit. I haven't
You're
really
insane.
Yeah. Do you
followed
want
it because
to
it's still in the still in the
explain
birth of
that,
it.
like
But
the acronym?
okay, so I don't actually feel like it's okay. I gotta actually look up the acronym because I need to. I don't want to fuck this up.
The PGI.
Yeah, I gotta make sure it's the right terminology. So it's PUBG Global Invitational Series 2021, and it's actually being held in South Korea right now. They have had what they're calling ranking games. So,
Mhm.
you know, we watch Rainbow Six competitive a lot. Um, we watch a little bit of other stuff, but this battle royale is a lot different than anything I've seen. And it's like, so what they're doing is they're having ranked days, um, so that they can move on to the finals farther down in February, whenever that's going to be. Um, so right, what they're doing right now, last night was the last rank day. So they're ranking everybody from first to 32nd. If you're 32nd, you're already out. Uh, so you don't want to become last. If you're top 16, you have that many chances to win a game. So if you, for instance, let's say, for instance, Navi got into top 16 just last night because they had placements and kills, whatnot. Um, have more chances to win than said 31st team or whatever they. I think it was some. I think it was a Vietnamese team that was in 31st. So they're only going to have one chance. So they literally have one chance to win. So it's a lot different than anything
There you go, Steve.
anything else. So, here we go. So yeah, we're looking through it right now.
Just to interject real fast, Brett, would you say PUBG's formatting for their esports scenes would be more akin to, say, like a Formula One, uh, like lead up to the
Um,
race, where you have the practice races leading up, from my understanding, which is not a lot.
it's kind of like qualifying, yeah, in that sense. It's kind of like a qualifying to get to the certain standards. Um, I kind of I agree with that. It's kind of like a qualifying, if you will, because
Yeah,
they haven't really had like a practice round or anything like that. They just kind of
yeah,
went
you
into
just
it.
go into it
Um,
because of the esports scene.
yeah,
I
right.
expect it.
So actually, as we're seeing here, uh, the Susquehanna Sonics actually took first, um, which I mean, if you're first or if you're 16th, it doesn't really matter. They're still going to be in the top games. I believe it was MCG at the bottom. Oh, yes, so Multi Circle Gaming, they're actually the first ones out. So what I was saying before, like the 31st team only has one opportunity. Like literally the Division X Gaming literally has one opportunity to win, and that's all they have. So it's kind of a weird format. I don't really know the whole logistics on it. This is actually the first time I watched this kind of a PUBG tournament, which is cool. Goji,
Yeah,
you were saying you watched a little bit of it too, right?
Yeah, like there's not really, you can't really have any tactics in this game. It's you drop, you have to decide where you drop, and the loot is random. You're relying on RNG, and then like the three other people you're playing with, you gotta like, all right, we have these guns, what gun do you want? What gun do this ammo, that ammo, and hey, we have a
Yeah.
car here, So like your
It's
play
like the
style will
ultimate
change.
adaptation.
hmm You have to
It's like you have to,
understand, like adapt, yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's like you have to understand rotations. You have to understand where the rest of the teams are. Like I was seeing yesterday, like people like teams would just send one guy out pretty much to die almost just so they can get some information. It's like that's
hmm
so much different than anything you would see. Because like even in Apex, right? You have some sort of capability to scan or whatever. So
Some way to gather
yeah, PUBG is a
information.
lot more realistic in the sense. So
Yeah. Safely gather information.
yeah, faux show. So yeah, that's pretty much PUBG at the moment. Like we said, rankings are out. Um, they just
Alrighty.
finished.
Is amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
New game mode is amazing.
it's pretty fun. Yeah, that Haven map is it's something else.
Yeah.
That little AI, the AI guards and the
Frustrating, but
goddamn
yeah.
truck, dude. Oh my god. I wouldn't wish my worst enemy on that truck. Like Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, in PUBG's menu system too, like the main menu. Apparently, that giant like stadium banner that like keeps moving.
Mhm.
Apparently, it will play uh, these matches live. Like it'll show these
Oh.
matches live when they are.
Oh,
Okay.
that's kind of cool. All right,
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's pretty
that's
sick.
cool.
like they tied in the UI directly from Twitch. I think
Damn. All right, PUBG.
that
I'm
Pretty
looking
neat.
that
at
was
you.
just that was just the one thing I remember reading
hmm
about.
It's
But
pretty
people were
sick.
upset because Twitch is horribly, optimized for that stuff, and
Yeah.
People got the Twitch death screen just rotating across that.
Yeah, hopefully I don't get any ads going through that through Twitch chat. But all right, so that's pretty much the PUBG. That's all I have at the moment.
That's the
Uh,
PUBG scene. Sounds good.
the other one was their winter circuit. It happens end of
For which game?
for Apex Legends. It was Apex Legends had their winter circuit the end of January. So it was pretty much 3 days of qualifiers. So they started out in groups and gradually made it to a top 20 lobby where um, those top 20 had, I think it was 6 games to compete for placement points, kill points, stuff like that. Um, and in the end, it was Solafide, which is an all controller team, winning the entire event. They won by about 10 points, which is
The Winter
a
Circuit
lot
serial.
rather
Yeah.
yeah, it's a rather large uh, margin, but yeah. So there's now so the ones in second and third um, are actually 2 ranked squads that just happen to get into the pool and make it really far into qualifiers. They were ruining everybody. So that was the NA at the so that they had EU and NA. I believe there was APAC as well, but I don't really remember. I think it was Japan or something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
T1.
yeah.
Telecom.
So I did not watch the other one, but it was Team One, Fennel, and an LFT or
Looking for team.
so it was. There was a lot of esports over the last month. It's been a lot to keep up with.
Yeah. Honestly, just the whole fact that esports is becoming this big now is so much fun.
Yeah, man. Yeah, there's so much more. Like
I
you
don't
can
have to
literally
sit and
go.
watch real
Yeah,
sports as much as I do, but like it's fun to see this stuff live that I actually understand.
you
It's
can literally
better.
go any time of the day, and you either have CS:GO, League of Legends, Siege, whatever it is. Like
Oh yeah.
you'll have some sort of esports
Mm-mm.
on, and it's kind of crazy.
You can find out
Mhm. No, yeah, looking
Yeah,
right now.
let's go
what
see
they
what
got
we have at the
going.
moment.
Esports tab.
Yeah, they have a whole tab dedicated to esports now, which I thought was
So
awesome.
there's a Valorant going on.
Oh
League,
yeah,
Smite, CS:GO, Mortal Kombat, FIFA, Dota,
all of it, man. It's all there.
StarCraft,
Hmm.
Halo. What?
So,
Even chess.
Oh my god.
yeah, one thing I've really been enjoying seeing develop more in esports is the collegiate side of things everywhere.
Speaking of that, Boise State and Oregon State Rocket League are going on right now. So yeah, I mean,
I don't see
college
Yeti
is
here
even
in
getting
this
into
chat.
it.
Yeah, where's Yeti?
You don't see
There's
professional Yeti
Yeti.
yet.
Dang, Yeti, you gonna win, bro? What's going on
Yeti's
here?
gonna be professional
might be.
chess, bro.
Never know.
Street Fighter, Magic. They have Magic on here.
Speaking
World
of
of
Yeti,
Brawlhalla.
I was thinking
Oh
about
god.
playing. He's got a bot on chess.com right now. I was thinking about trying.
They still have Melee. Melee was yesterday.
I'll do it on stream. Yeah, I'll
Dude,
do it on stream. Just to see what
TF2.
I'm
Bro.
There's been quite a few people that have been playing TF2 lately.
Yeah.
Kind of funny. All right, well that's all I have for
A quick esports roundup.
the quick esports roundup. I'm sure there was something in Counter Strike that we missed, but
Yeah,
you know,
it's not our
it
it's
is what
not
it
our
is.
main game. Counter Strike's a lot of, from my perspective, it's a lot of drama.
Dude, Counter Strike has a lot of events and a lot of league or a lot of team changes.
Yeah,
And it's just
well,
like
yeah, because
there's
Counter
so
Strike
much
is
to
not
catch up with.
one universal esports as much as it looks like it from the outside for people who aren't in it. It's actually just a bunch of different series of tournaments.
Yep,
And
and a lot
apparently
of fucking
Valve's been
teams.
very upsetty
Hmm.
for a long time about that. But that's a whole separate thing.
Yeah. I even think RLCS has started in. I think that started like middle of January or something like that. So
Yeah,
they've
I've
been on
been
the high
seeing
rise
some
again.
Rocket League stuff.
So much stuff. So much stuff.
Yeah. So I think that pretty much rounds up our entirety of our esports section, right? Esports and Siege both.
Mm.
We've wrapped up most of
I
that.
think so.
Yeah.
Did we still want to touch on your subject, Goji, or do you want to wrap up with closing thoughts?
Touch on what? Which one?
Movie.
Oh,
Movie.
dude. Kong versus Godzilla?
All right, we're hitting it. I heard his voice. We're hitting it.
All right, who beats who?
Hey, man. I'm just saying. You know, here. Let me see if I can.
Here, lay this out for us. How do you want this?
Let's
Not even close.
let's look up. Let's see if I can find. King
I'll
Kong
take Dragon Tales
toys.
over Where Banana. That's where I'm going.
Let's see images. Let's see if I can find it. Look at this. What is that? That's a spike. That's one of his. That's one of his
Okay.
things,
Battle
bro.
axe.
Scales.
Look at this. You can't tell me that that's not one of these in this motherfucker's axe. Mm-mm.
I don't know, man. It's gonna be a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
Bro, it shouldn't even be a fight.
Excuse me, sir. Look at this. He about to fucking slam him. Yeah. I don't know, man.
And it's glowing. The fact that it's glowing too just really reveals its hand.
So I
Hashtag
mean,
sponsored by King Kong versus Godzilla.
if you look at the YouTube as well, here, we'll watch the trailer. We'll hit it real quick, you know? We'll hit it.
We can't hear audio, by the way. It's because of the.
Oh well,
It's a weird thing for Discord screen sharing.
that's
Screen
fine.
sharing. You can see it.
Did you know that Godzilla is he is what's the word?
Iguana?
He's a certified citizen of Japan.
He's a certified forklift driver? Dude.
He's a certified bot.
Dang.
It's
That's
our
Mecha Godzilla, bro.
I knew that they had a bond. She had nowhere to go, so
All right,
I made a
wait.
promise
So
to
let's just
protect
get
her.
this out of the way too. Let's confirm each and everyone's thing.
And
Who
I
do you
think
think
that
will
in
win
some
in
way,
this fight?
No,
Who
Godzilla.
will win?
Fucking Dragon Tales,
Godzilla.
man.
I feel like Kong will win, but he won't kill Godzilla. 'Cause you gotta think of this. People are like, oh, Godzilla's gonna win. He can turn into a nuclear power plant. Well, you see, they're trying to kill Godzilla because he's destroying towns, and the reason Godzilla went all nuclear is because they set off a nuke on him. So that's why he was all powerful. So this is just basic Godzilla that he's fighting.
Yeti.
It's
Or
true.
are you picking lizard? He won you.
Alright.
You changed your opinion right there with that. You guys haven't seen it, but Leon.
it's Godzilla.
Nomad Gaming. I just got real mad vibes from that. One of the episodes where King Kong's just standing on top of a ship. They're fighting over the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a scene that
It's
happens
here.
in that show where they have to get in the giant mech suit and battle a thing that's in the water, but they can't really go underwater.
Yeah.
It
See, and
does
that's
look like a pretty epic movie.
that's
I
the other
might
thing.
actually have to watch this one.
Like in the beginning when he's attacking the towns, people believe it's Mecha Godzilla. See, look at that axe. Look at that. Come on.
This boy hitting shit.
So he's squaring up.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good movie. I don't actually know. I don't really know the movies that are coming out lately.
Look at that. He captured the
Obviously this one.
motherfucker's breath.
Obviously this one, but like I don't know what else there is, man. I don't know.
Yeah, 'cause where is it? In the beginning scene when he's attacking,
Oh, yeah.
right here.
Okay.
Look at that. Is red.
It's red. It's not blue.
So they think it's Mechagodzilla in disguise. Cause
So the real one better
Twist.
pop out and
so they
2v1
believe
his ass.
that after, well, my theory, Godzilla's resting after the fight against Ghidorah, and at the end of Godzilla King of Monsters, the terrorist is buying King Ghidorah's head. He has it. So, did they create
Interesting.
Mechagodzilla?
To terrorize the land.
Good question.
And then the other thing is, they already know the device they used in the previous movie as well was used to like piss Godzilla off. Like what is it? It releases like the alpha signal.
Oh, yeah, they found it from Mothra, right?
Mhm. So it like, so they're using that to like get Godzilla all riled up. So I don't know. You know.
What's that one meme video where that dude's all shirtless? He's like, "Oh, you about to get me acting up or something like that."
Boy,
Try
I'm about to
imagine
act
Act
up.
up.
that.
So yeah, I mean, Kong, Godzilla lost the people. Kong now has the people. So
Also, I'll give you this too. Technically, Godzilla's pretty old at this point, right?
yeah, Kong is like
He's old
he
as fuck.
just reached like adulthood.
Yeah, and Godzilla's just like this old man who needs a cane.
Mhm.
He got all yuppity monkey.
Cause yeah,
Monkey.
I mean in the
You don't underestimate old men though. That's the one that take
Okay.
the samurai sword out and slice you across your innards and
yeah. So I mean
Visceral.
he's yeah. I mean the first fight with Ghidorah, Kong or Godzilla was like, you know what? I gotta dip and take a break.
He's
I
like,
gotta
"Oh,
go.
Hold up. I wasn't fully prepared for this.
Hold up,
It's
I
gonna
need a
blow
breather.
up."
So I
Yo,
mean,
Godzilla was really about to sleep for another 1,000 years.
before going back. Oh man.
Big facts.
speaking of movies, TV shows. Have you guys watched any of the WandaVision series?
I have not.
Yes.
Alright, you have watched it?
Tremendous. Yes.
Is it good? Okay. I've been hearing it's kinda bad, but
My
I
parents like
think they're
it.
just a bunch of haters.
It kind of, I don't know. It starts off one way and then you kind of like see things a different way.
Starting
I don't know.
sins.
Kind of a trippy
Yeah,
show. Is that
trippy. Kind of
Yeah,
trippy so
Wanda.
far.
All I
I
know
can't
from it,
speak for.
that my
Yeah.
Wanda's kind of fucked up, bro. Right? That's all I
Oh
really know.
yeah, yeah. I can't speak for the end because it's still ongoing.
Mhm.
But the first couple episodes, whoo,
I'm gonna have to watch
they
What
them
throw
now.
the
you a
That
hell?
sounds pretty good.
curveball. That's for sure.
Sounds way too good to pass up.
Yeah. So I guess that's
Yeah,
all we
I'll have
got.
to check it out. There you go. We did your Godzilla discussion. I was like, do you feel good about that? Getting that off your chest, Mister?
Hey man, you know sometimes these theories you got in your head, you know you got them going. You just gotta like spread it.
Gotta let people know.
You know, especially those mans who like Godzilla's a nuclear power plant. Kong's just a monkey.
Monkey King.
But he is smart.
Man, I'm sorry, but in almost every scene, you know, in that trailer, Kong has landed like 3 punches on that man's head.
Mhm.
Gotta
Kinda
not
wants,
have any
kinda
more
want to give
armor
Godzilla a
anymore.
hug, dude.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but Kong's got range on this man, especially with that axe. I don't think. Mm-mm.
He said, "Mm."
Mm-mm. I don't think any of them are gonna
No,
die.
Godzilla's got a laser beam that he can just, but
Yeah, well, Godzilla's got or not Godzilla. Kong has got an axe, bro. His axe makes his beam irrelevant.
we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see if We'll have to see what happens when the movie comes out. See who's right.
Should be a good time.
Yeah, it should be a good time.
Exciting.
Alright,
Bam. Sounds good, boys. I believe that's going to conclude it all, yeah? Unless anyone
Should we
else
wrap it up?
has any more topics they want to talk about.
If you've made it this far, thanks for hanging out. We appreciate you.
it was a very
All the
long.
socials.
All the socials. Yep.
Yeah, we have TikTok, we have
All 'em
YouTube, we got Twitter.
Multiple Twitch accounts for
We're
everyone.
working on updating our Discord channels.
Yeah. Yeah.
The shit. Just hit all the buttons. You know, if you see one of us on Twitch, you know, just hit all the
click it.
buttons, including the subscribe, the donate $100,000.
Jeez.
All right. Well, I do not. I am not. Yeah. No.
Oh yeah, just hit follows for Goji and watch him all the time. Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
Yes.
he needs more. He needs more friends
Oh,
to watch
and
him.
Yeti, congratulations on getting affiliate.
Ooh.
I've had that
He's had it.
on Twitch.
So why the hell did I get a fucking? I got a fucking tweet today from you. It was today.
Oh no, I was making a joke.
He was
Oh,
joking.
well, you fucking
Yeah.
debated then.
He's
I was making
memeing.
a joke.
He memed
I was
him.
making a joke about making Twitch
Bye,
affiliate,
y'all.
and when am I gonna hit Chipotle affiliate?
Oh my Jesus
Yeah.
Christ!
Bro, where
Chipotle
is
my
it?
life, bro.
All right, well that does it for this episode. We're cutting that bit out, and
Go ahead and chop that out.
He's just
Will
gonna.
do. Technically, I already hit the ending when we were all just laughing there.
Oof.
In my head. We haven't cut
Oh,
fully
okay.
yet, so.
That's
Yeah, I'll cut right now. Cut.